Hi, my name is Sarah Foster, and this is my second video blog for Brian Johnson's Multimedia Reporting class. I just finished the second assignment, which was People, Places, and Things. It was to collect a combination of photos and audio, and it was extremely helpful and extremely fun. I really enjoyed finding people and places to feature, and it was really fun dipping my toes into audio journalism. So my original goal for this assignment was to find people that journalists don't normally speak to, like international students. I wanted to find places that were off the beaten path that people don't normally think about, and I wanted to feature a thing that wasn't commonly thought about either. And that was really fun. I really enjoyed that goal because I think that's the purpose of journalism overall. I think we should be talking and giving a voice to those who don't always have one, and even no matter what assignment it is, whether it's a huge news story for a newspaper or an assignment for a class. I think it's very important to keep those mentalities, those journalistic mentalities in mind. So I really learned a lot, especially about audio collection. I collected a lot of audio that didn't really work out. I had to return to a lot of places. I originally collected audio of the snow melting outside my apartment, and you could hear all the background noise. It was windy. You couldn't really tone in on that one dripping noise until I had to go back multiple times to figure it out, and I just got lucky the second time because you couldn't really hear as much of the background noise. So things like that, I really felt more confident in my photography because of the first assignment, so I definitely learned a lot. So walking through all of the components of the assignment, for photo number 1, my interesting portrait was of Yihui Yang. She's a student who lives in the same dorm as me, my freshman year. And I really wanted to feature her because I feel like international students aren't commonly spoken to in media outlets, especially at the U of I. And international students compose a large percentage of our student population, and so I thought that it would be really cool to talk to someone who was from China. So I talked to Yihui, and the reason why I chose those two photos is because I liked the composition of the first photo. It was very rule of thirds. She was sitting straight up. You could notice her posture, and you could also see her bedspread. You could see the environment in which she lives. And the second shot, I was just a standard portrait, and I liked that just because you got a sense of who she was. You could see her shoulders, you could see her face, and a little bit of her hair. So I chose those two photos because I liked kind of the medium shot and then the close-up. And I really liked the audio that I collected with her. We had to do that 3 different times. One, because the levels were kind of difficult the first time. It was a little too loud at first. The second time, because her heat kicked on, and you could hear the heat in the background of the interview, so it kind of interrupted her thoughts. But the third time, I think it was really well. I really liked how it showed who she was, the audio. I liked how she talked about how much America has influenced her since she came here, and I just really, I think that was my favorite part of this assignment, was getting to collect audio, because I love radio stories, and I'm just really excited to see that it's possible to produce things like that. So for my moment, I was just walking around the Atlanta Union. I decided to go downstairs because it was kind of later in the evening on like a Thursday, and I found these 2 people. They were just sitting on some chairs in the rec room, and I just went up to them and I asked if I could take a picture of them, and I really liked the picture that I got because you could see how vibrant and colorful the girl was. She just had a huge smile on her face, and her friend was looking right at her, and I just thought it was really cool because they just seemed so engrossed in their conversation, and I liked that. And so it was really cool to get to talk to them after I took the photo. It was kind of getting me out of my comfort zone because normally I'm used to writing, but this time I just collected caption info. I asked them what their majors were, I asked them to spell their names for me, and I asked them what they were doing, and she just told me that she was taking her break at the rec room and that her friend was here and that she wanted to talk to him. So I thought that was cool because there is kind of like an explanation for why they were doing what they were doing. So that was, I really liked that a lot. So my interesting photo of a location, I um, I was leaving Greg Hall. I was leaving one of my classes, and I walked right by Follinger, and I noticed that they had these like circular etchings on the doors. It was almost like bars, but it was just like decorations. And so I went on the inside to see what it looked like, and it was really cool because there was this center little knob, and it was pointing. All of them were like pointing at the Atlanta Union. So I thought that was really cool. Really interesting angle because the circle really framed the shot. The knob in the middle acted as if it was a leading line toward the Union. And then also when I took that picture, there was like one lone student walking up the stairs, and I thought that was really cool because it just kind of showed him, you know, a day in the life, walking to class. And then after, I didn't notice this until after I took the shot, but it was around like maybe noonish. And so the sun was just barely blocked by the tip of Follinger, so it was creating this really cool shadow around like the balcony of Follinger. And so it was really dark right there, but then beyond the balcony it was really bright. And I liked the way the clouds looked, and it made the Atlanta Union kind of colorful. And so I really liked that shot. I thought it was pretty creative. Normally students just go take a picture of the bell tower, and that's a really cool shot too, and I definitely like the angle involved for those photos, but I just really liked how this one was. I didn't even notice it at first. I just kind of walked by it and happened to wonder what it looked like from the inside. And so for my 3 different shots of one thing, I'm hopefully going to declare a music minor, but I play a lot. I practice for about an hour every day, and I just realized how I haven't really met very many music majors or music minors either. And so I was practicing, and then I thought, oh, well, this would be a cool time to kind of experiment with my tripod. So I took a picture of me as I was practicing. I really liked the medium shot because you could see the silhouette of my face and my body as I was playing. You could see the silhouette against the wall, and I thought that was really cool. I liked the super close-up of the keys on my flute because it was projecting this really cool shadow on the wall, and it was just so detailed. The photo was so detailed, and I really liked that a lot. I wanted to get like a wide-angle shot of the flute, so what I did was when I normally set it down, I set it in the corner of the wall, and I noticed that the woodworking on the floor of my apartment wall, it was kind of all like pointing at the flute, so I remembered the composition techniques that we learned in Professor Johnson's multimedia lectures, and one of them was leading lines, and so I thought that was kind of a leading line. Even though it was kind of a boring shot, I do wish it would have looked better. It was a little bit more creative. I tried to experiment with some of those techniques, so I thought that was pretty cool. And in the 4th one, I wanted to show another close-up of what it looks like to play flute and how a proper embouchure for a flute player is. So I liked that. It was a little hard to edit because it was so orange, and I tried to change it in photos, but I think it kind of fixed it. I mean, it was better than it was originally, but I think you can still tell that I had to edit that. So I was pretty happy with those. I just wish that I could have been more creative with the wide-angle shot, and I just wish that the lighting was pretty in balance. It was not so orange, even though I did try to edit it out. And going back to my moment picture, I really wish that the moment picture wouldn't have been so grainy. It was probably because I was inside, but I tried to edit it out and mix with the levels and mess with the exposure, and I think it fixed it a little bit, but in the future I would like to get better at making sure I have proper exposure and a proper f-stop or aperture. I feel more confident, especially because of the first assignment, but going forward I would like to get better at that as well. And so for my sounds of nature, I spoke about that a little bit earlier in this video, but I heard the snow melting outside, and so I recorded that, and that was really hard because the first time it was really windy, it was hard to hear the drops, and the second time I just got really lucky because it was just kind of silent for just those brief 10 seconds, and it was really cool because there was a vent really close to the ground, so a lot of the water was collecting in like a puddle, and so you could hear it drop right on the water, and then you could also hear it hit the vent, which was really cool. I thought for my Sound of Civilization, I went to a restaurant that not very many college students go to, just to kind of stay intact with my original assignment goal. I just recorded, I sat down in Silvermine Subs and I just recorded all of the noise that was going on. And there were only about 7 students in there, which was very strange, but they were all talking. I got that, I got their radio. I thought that was really cool. I think it's just really cool to see how other people converse with each other and just kind of be a fly on the wall. And then for my sound of the thing that makes noise, I really liked this one. I recorded the Keurig brewing into a cup, and I thought it was just so cool how it echoed, and it really, every time I listen to it, it makes me thirsty, and I thought that was really cool, and it was really fun to just hear that sound. In the future, I would like to get better at editing audio. I'm still not very confident on Premiere Pro, and I know I'll get better at it, but as the course progresses. But that's one of my main goals, especially for my interviews in the future. I'm a little worried about how we're supposed to sync up audio with the video that we collect. I know we'll learn how to do it, and I know it'll get easier as we go along, but those are just some of my concerns. So overall, I really enjoyed this assignment. I think it was my favorite thus far. I really liked getting to talk to people. I liked getting to find unique places, and I also just really liked being able to get out and talk to people. In the future, just kind of walking back through as a review, I would like to get better at my aperture, the proper aperture, how it should be in balance with the shutter speed, because my moment shot was a little grainy, although I do think it was because I was inside and there wasn't a lot of light in there, but I would like that not to be as grainy. For my 3 different shots of one thing, I would really, I wish it would have been a little more creative, but I tried to be as creative as I could, and I thought that it was important to feature a flute because there aren't very many on this campus, and it just kind of goes back to my theme. For my interesting photo of a location, I want to get better at editing it. I know I was working with Professor Johnson on how to edit it because he said the union looked a little fake in the background, and he showed me how to edit it, and I fixed it up a little more, and I hope that helped. But in the future, I'd like to get better at editing photos. I'd also like to get better at Premiere Pro, and I'm a little confused about how to manipulate the sound to like -12, how it's supposed to be bouncing around there. I was having trouble knowing if it was actually close enough or loud enough or not too loud. I want to get better at that. But overall, I was very happy with this assignment, and I'm looking forward to the next one, which sounds very cool. Thanks for watching. This concludes my second video blog.